Google back in 2017. Isn't the iPhone terrible? Our phones are so much better than the iPhone. They're so much more unique and creative with the hardware, and the software just cannot be beat. Google now. It's just like the iPhone. Please buy it. It's so much like the iPhone. Please, I promise you won't even notice you're not using an iPhone anymore. It'll be unrecognizable from the iPhone. You'll just be using our phone instead, which costs just as much. Please buy it. Please buy it. Please buy it. I must admit, I ranted a lot on Pixel back in the day. They made just a lot of blatant bad choices that were so easy to make fun of. Over and over again, it was kind of belly flop product after belly flop product. Then the Pixel 3a and 4a started coming around, and I was like, okay, Google's kind of got this budget phone thing figured out. These were genuinely good phones. And then even the flagships started to get really good around the Pixel 6 and 7 era. Pixel 8 honestly made me kind of want to switch to it permanently. If it weren't for the wallet app and, of course, the ecosystem that I'm already a part of, I was kind of ready to ditch my iPhone and just jump ship and make my way over to the Pixel 8. It was a very, very close call, and I think overall it's kind of difficult for me to be very rant-worthy towards Google these days because both the budget phones and the flagships are just solid options. I've genuinely recommended them to people in my personal life, and I think they've done a fantastic job with the lineup. But then we started getting leaks for the Pixel 9, and it's not exactly like Pixel 3 or Pixel 2 days of cringe and belly flop, but it definitely, to me at least, feels like Google's kind of giving up a bit more on originality, which is certainly a shame after my whole Samsung rant on how similar a lot of Samsung's hardware is becoming to Apple accessories. With Google, it's a little bit more noticeable on the phones themselves. With a lot of these leaks, it's straight up like, okay, every year this is feeling more and more like an iPhone, and for no real reason. Why are companies deciding to make their chassis more squared off? I was kind of against this from the beginning. I always felt like it was less comfortable, and this was one thing about the Pixel that I actually really, really liked, was that rounded chassis design, and I've always been in love, ever since the Pixel 6 days, with the visor design. They've refined it a little bit with the 7 and the 8, but particularly with the new Pixel 9 Pro Fold. Horrible name choice, Google. Why are we doing this? Pixel Fold was fine. Did you just suddenly feel like you needed more syllables? Do you get paid by the letter? But with the camera bump on the Pixel 9 Pro Fold, it's honestly just going more and more in the iPhone direction of let's just have a square bump up in the corner. And for those who maybe are unaware, the visor camera bump design is still, in my opinion, the best camera bump you can possibly have, because we've discovered that there's no way to eliminate the camera bump. I don't exactly know why, but even the Energizer phone had a camera bump. There's just apparently too many advantages to having a protrusion from the lens. Maybe it has something to do with optical image stabilization, I don't know, but camera bumps aren't going away. We can't make the phones that much thicker anyway. But if you're gonna have the lenses protrude out the back, seriously, just making it flat across the top, kind of reminiscent of the old Nexus 6P days, eliminates the phone from wobbling when you place it on a table. And now camera bumps have gotten so comically large on the back of our phones that even when you add a case to your phone, it doesn't eliminate the wobble. Now the cases have to have camera bumps on them too because of how much these lenses stick out. Google, I had thought, had figured out this issue, and I was begging Apple to copy Google and bring the visor design to the iPhone, but nope. Instead, now Google is copying more bad iPhone camera design and bringing it over to their phone, although somehow they made it worse with the double oval shape design. I don't know, it just feels wrong to me. I get that it's a weird thing to complain about because most people aren't looking at the camera bump, except for me. Whenever I'm recording these videos, I have to stare in the face that stupid Pikachu face camera bump that Tim Cook thought was the right call for the iPhone, the stovetop design. There's a part of me that kind of misses talking to that Pixel 8 back when I reviewed it. Camera app was a lot more functional. We eliminated the wobble. I had the faster and easier, by the way, data transferring to my Mac with that USB-C port being full speed and not having to go through some stupid dated Final Cut camera import process or image capture or having to hope that AirDrop is in a good mood that day. Genuinely really liking the Pixel, and yes, the regular Pixel 9 and 9 Pro look fine. The leaks and rumors about them are not particularly exciting because I really liked the chassis of the 8 and the 7 being more rounded off. Now they're going the direction of, well, we gotta be more like the iPhone, so let's make it more squared off. It doesn't matter that that's less comfortable in the hand, but that makes it less iconic and it doesn't stand out as much. Now both Samsung and Google, in my opinion, seem to just be kind of falling in line with, well, do whatever Apple's doing, and it of course doesn't help help that this year is the year of AI, so Google appears to just be hyping up that the new Pixel phones are going to have a lot of great AI features, which I'm sure are going to be totally possible to run on Pixel 8 hardware, but Google's going to software lock it to the Pixel 9 and say, oh no, this can only be done on device with our next generation Gemini chips, so you really need to go out and buy the new Pixel 9 Pro if you want to access the latest in AI features. I'm just going to spoil the event for you right now. The AI features, while they make for a good demo, are not that helpful, they're not very useful, and you'll be far better off buying a Pixel 8 on Amazon Renewed for probably half the price or less, and it will still probably be a great phone that gets many, many years of software support. At least if Google stays to their word, which they always do, don't they? But honestly, what I'm most looking forward to with the Pixel 9 series is the inevitable depreciation of the Pixel 8 series, because I did think those were really solid phones, and while I'm sure the Pixel 9s will be better in some ways, I don't think they're going to justify paying twice the price, and that's the upside that I try to remind people that are outside of your Apple ecosystem. If you prefer Android, all the better to you. I'm just telling you, don't buy Androids brand new on launch day. They do not hold their resale value as good as iPhones do, and you can buy one that's just a year old for sometimes 60 to 70% less than what it costs to buy the brand new one, and you ain't freaking gonna use the latest phone features. I'm sorry. You're not a professional photographer. The Pixel 8 cameras are great. The Pixel 9 cameras will be marginally better, and you're not gonna be masking out, moving around subjects in the background, or drawing planes in the sky as much as you think you are, okay? So if I was an Android guy, I would be all about buying last year's model for less than half the price. There's so many great ways to save money in the Android sphere, and I don't think that gets talked enough by the people who cover Android more thoroughly in the YouTube space. So that's why I'm bringing it up, but that's just me. What are your guys' thoughts on the Pixel 9 leaks and rumors? Feel free to drop those thoughts down in the comments below, and thank you to everybody supporting this channel directly. Seriously, helps us out a ton, as does just watching these videos, so thanks again. This is your Apple Ship here, and I will see you on the next one.